Hey everyone, Dev here, and last time out I mentioned we were in a clan war with Indowizard, and where did it end up? Well, it was a comfortable victory for us. At the end of the last video, I think the scores were 52 to 25, a nice palindromic number there, some nice symmetry if you're into that sort of thing. But as you can see, they didn't even really fight back after that. I mean, they made a couple of bum attacks and then they sort of chucked in the towel, and then we ran away with it quite comfortably. Our Town Hall 9s in particular doing an outstanding job. So there isn't really anything to report on that front. In that, since then we've gone and had another war against another Indonesian clan. And again, we were handsome winners, 57 to 26. Again, a few bum attacks from them. But some outstanding attacks from us. And the first that I'm going to show you today is one of our newbies, Master Teahan. Hopefully I've pronounced that correct. You'll probably tell me otherwise. I know what his real name is anyway. And as a Town Hall 9, sort of a mid-Town Hall 9, he's taking on a base, essentially his equal, another Town Hall 9 here. Now, a couple of things to note. It is sort of got this little compartmenty thing, but there's a very, very easy CC draw here. And he's going to go in with some level 3 Valks. So a very easy draw with the archer. And another archer up into the east corner, dragging the loons and the dragon over to that side. Something that perhaps maybe he could have done down low here, but perhaps he was scared of that cannon, but he's engaging a cannon over there, so I'm not quite sure what's up. Drops a king. Now the king there is a good move because when he used... Oh, we'll just pause right there. The king is a good move there because he's not using any healers to back up his queen. He knows that when he uses the queen's ability, the dragon and the loons are going to end up locking on to the king. The unfortunate thing for Master T here is that he has dropped his poisons one on top of the other and created a very small space for the units to be in. And because the king's on the outside of that radius, it's potentially going to draw them out of that poison, which is not what you want. You want to keep the units in that poison for as long as possible. So by staggering it out, and I've shown this in a previous video of mine, hint, hint, go back and have a look, there is a better way to poison your enemy CC troops, especially if you're not using any healers. Alright, so that's just the first point that we'll talk about. However, the king tanking and keeping everything in there, the loons are still skirting the outside of that radius, and they drop. Now the next thing is he is using some wall breakers here to make a breach. This is good because the golem has distracted the wizard tower. Wizard towers on the outside, if not distracted properly, will cause all sorts of pain and anguish for your wall breakers, and then you are up the creek with no paddle. One other point to note is that he has deployed his wizards in a semi sort of clumped fashion. Okay, rather inefficiently use them though, and that'll come back to bite him a little bit. Anyway, with the main thrust of the attack, there was some speculation as to where the Teslas would be. Would they be in this part of the base, or would they be in these little holes here? As you saw, there was one in there. Now, this is where, if you take a look at the base, you can see, right, okay, this person obviously likes a little bit of symmetry, a bit of tessellation, okay, all that good geometric stuff. So it stands to reason the Teslas will be in this box, and this box, and this box. Obviously, you could figure that out with a scout, or you could just make it up as you go, but knowing that those Teslas are in there means essentially there isn't really going to be any Teslas in this section in here. Okay, something to be aware of a bit later on. So he drives his Valks in and then puts a jump down. Now, I've always said in previous videos, of course, put the jump down before the Valks go in. Okay, the AI, the path thing, just seems to work a lot better. At the moment, they still think those walls exist because they're locked onto that sweeper, and they are now going to go for these buildings in here and avoid that jump. Okay, I can see what he was trying to do. He was trying to access this compartment, this run, and the town hall as well. And the trail end of the units, I think, do make a break for it. Yep, one of them goes in, but then gets mown down by the Expo before she can take up the town hall. So he's deployed a CC Valks, and the CC Valks take advantage of that jump now, and they've gone through the right-hand flank there, going around anti-clockwise. And now it's just a matter of making sure that these Valks are still alive, making sure that the heal spells are on point. There's the third Tesla going in there. Okay, and all right, we'll speed this one up because there isn't really any much more he can do. Even at level 3, the Valks are still quite strong. Okay, and he's done pretty well here. He's still got a little Golemite rolling around, and he's got the bomb tower to take care of. There we go. Perfect placement on the heal spell, because he knew that the bombs were going to be there, because as you can see, there's a pattern here. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a 5th bomb there, okay, so he had to do something with it. But as time's ticking down, you can see what's going to happen. There's going to be that inevitable conclusion of so close but not quite enough for him, which is unfortunate. Pretty good attack, I have to say, though. As I said, level 3 Valks are pretty strong. It's just a shame that he is going to run out of puff here. All right, and that was a time issue he ran out of. He ran out of time there. Maybe if he'd been quicker killing off the CC troops, he could have got himself a good result. But a fairly impressive first up attack for Master T on his first outing with us in the war. So we're pretty happy to have him as part of our clan so far. Hopefully he's learning a lot. Right, time for something a bit different. All right, we've done our Valks. Now we're going to go into something slightly different, I should say. Now, this is Rio. Rio's been a long-term member of this clan, almost as long as I have. He's from Indonesia, from Bali, and he is only dedicated to war. He does not raid with us, okay? But he does do war attacks and quite often sits up high in the order. Take a look at his composition. He has taken 4 earthquakes, no poisons. He's got himself some nice big level 5 Valks. And he's got 3 witches. 3 witches. Rio does things a little bit off the wall, and you're going to see some witches in action. Apparently, they're the new hotness at Town Hall 9. Been a while since I was Town Hall 9, so I really can't comment. If I see more witch attacks coming through, I'll be sure to highlight them for you. So he starts off by making a breach in the center of the core there. I imagine that's because he knows that skeletons can't really jump over them. But I personally have the feeling that the better play would have been poison here. So he's gone in. There's the CC draw, by the way, the CC radius. He's used some witches and some wizards to clear out the junk, which is great. So the witches are really good at creating a funnel. And now he's got some golems, 2 of them into there. And he's made a breach. He's put down a heal preemptively. There's a lot going on. He's also drawn out the CC here, and this is really messy. I like things nice and clean. Okay, but Rio's a bit chaotic. He's dropped a rage as well. And because he doesn't have any poison, there's the rage. Because he doesn't have any poison, he's leaning really heavily on those wizards that get into that range, and it's very lucky that the loons and the dragon don't torch them. All right, the queen gets in there and does her thing as well. Note, we've got a witch on the outside that just went down. 3 skeletons there just hacking away at that barracks. And the queen engages that cannon, which is great. And now he's got some golems taking a bit of a tiki tour through the base, just tanking quite hard for the Valk, which are carving a path through that part of the base, and also the wizards in behind to clean up. And he's still got a witch or 2 roaming around, deploying his skeletons. Note these little 3 skellies on the outside. They'll come back. So as the golems go around the base and the Valks carve out a path, okay, the witches are in support and the wizards are in support cleaning up the junk, as well as the queen as too, doing her job. King went down, didn't see where he went down. Oh, there is in the center. He went down a long time ago. All right, so as the rest of the troops take a wander around, you can see that the witches are quite powerful, all right, but you really do have to create a lot of protection for them in terms of golems and some heroes and getting those defenses sorted out pretty quickly. Here's those skeletons, those 3 I mentioned before. They're doing their job, cleaning up in the corners. And a fairly classy 3-star attack on a Town Hall 9 from a Town Hall 10. Yeah, okay, a bit of a dip, but no problem because we got the triple and that is important. And the second attack that I'm going to show you is from Rio again, and he learned from that previous encounter a little bit. I say a little bit, we're about to see something really amusing. Alright, taking on a base that's fairly similar in composition. Lots of compartments, we've got some expos, and we've got things sort of arranged nice and symmetrically. All right. So this time what he's done is he's taking less Valks, he's gone more Hogs, and he's only got 2 Witches this time instead of 3. He's dropped the EQs and he's gone for poison. All right, so here's the very easy CC draw. He's going to deploy anytime soon. Come on, Rio, don't let me down. Right, so he's going to wander in with a Giant. Again, not using a Hog draw. That's funny. Okay, and he's got traditional loons and dragons to deal with. Okay. Oops. So he had an archer down here taking on that corner hut, and they logged onto that, swerved onto that before he dropped his poison. Didn't see it happening, dropped both poisons down, and then the archer didn't realize why they were going that way, and it's because the archer went in the corners. It's very good to take out the corner huts, no doubt about it. But please just be aware that the troops will, CC troops will lock onto them once the first archer has gone down. So you've got to be patient there. Typically, I like to deploy them whilst the CC troops are engaged. So he's wasted those poisons. Then he comes on with the rest of his attacks. So in comes the Queen, already used her ability, distracting that wizard tower as mentioned before, and clearing out a funnel with wizards. Those wall breakers managed to make it to the middle of the base, but they didn't do anything. Expo cut them down. Expo's now locked onto the golem, which is great. And again, we've got some chipping away with the archers. And, oh, there we go, Hogs. So the Valks are clearing a path and the Hogs are going in. And from here, it's a fairly standard sort of Hog ride, just making sure that they lock onto the right buildings and then dropping your heals as appropriate. As a few of them go flying. Hey, look at that. Flying pig smithers. Only got 2 heal spells left, but the Valks have now come through and they're starting to do their job, so hopefully they can take advantage of a heal spell too. Oh, disgusting call with a huge amount of bombs there, and the Hogs are still in it. Preemptive heal on this side was a bit off the mark, but now they work in. Good thing with the Valks though is that they can take out those enemy skeletons if they tend to... they're hanging around, following the Hogs around, which you can see we've got 1 or 2 just left. There it goes. Valks finished them off. And Rio has done a pretty good job here. He's still got his 2 witches with the Queen helping out with the cleanup on the outside, which is quite cool to see. That last Hog goes down, triggering the bomb, which is fantastic. We'll speed up because this attack is over, Rover. All right, so a good composition there. Good composite attack from Rio. Not straight Valks, not straight Hogs. This one shows a little bit of flair, a little bit of finesse, so we're quite happy to see something a little bit different in our videos. And so there we have it for this particular one. The next one I'm going to show you is this attack right here, number 15 versus number 3 for 3 stars. So stay tuned for that one. Okay, as always, like, share, subscribe, and comment, and let's not forget, Dev out.